How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. There's something really interesting happening right now in the crypto market. Mainstream media doesn't want you to know. Bears on Twitter don't want you to know. But I want to talk about it here today. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification underneath the video. And while you're down there, there are a couple links to Margex and to Blofin, places that I trade over the last 2 days. Even though the market's been dipping, I've been able to time some trades pretty well. If you're in the Patreon, you can see them. Got a 33% gain yesterday, and I think a 50% gain the day that we fell down on a couple different trades, just playing these bounces essentially. There are links to these both underneath the video in case you want to trade. Neither of them require a VPN. Neither of them have KYC. So definitely check those out if you're interested. Now, crypto, in general, people think has fallen down over the last 24 hours, over the last couple of days. And while the whole crypto market has fallen down a little bit since the peak, like Saturday or Sunday, it's mostly Bitcoin. The fact is, altcoins are starting to actually rally. I have this 24-hour in Bitcoin price here that shows how these different assets have done versus Bitcoin. And if they're green, it basically means that they've done better than Bitcoin by this percentage. And if they're red, they've done worse than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down a little bit, about 0.63% as of now. But as you can see, Ethereum's done better. Obviously, stablecoins have done better because they aren't down. BNB's done 5% better. You start moving down the line, there are actually a lot of altcoins that are doing well today. Cardano's up 6.5%. It's up 7% versus Bitcoin. Avalanche is up 7% on the day. Polkadot up 6.4%, Polygon up 3.4%, Cosmos having a huge day, up 19%, 20% versus Bitcoin. We have some other cryptos as well, like I believe it was Aptos up 16%. And you go down the line, you realize that it's kind of an interesting day because Bitcoin dominance is just falling. There are a lot of cryptos that are up 5, 10, 20% here today, which shows that there's a lot of demand. This is probably just, as we've said, some liquidations happening on Bitcoin. And that's why Bitcoin's actually falling down faster than a lot of other altcoins because Bitcoin's what's mostly being liquidated. Also, people are just taking some profits and trying to get into alts before the next massive rally, I think, as well. Keep in mind that you can trade altcoins as well on these different platforms, these trading platforms. We've had so much flushed out of the market, so much leverage flushed out. Bitcoin futures open interest on the CME dropped off by $930 million yesterday, the biggest single day decline since the original BlackRock ETF filing. So this is all temporary, as I've said in the past. It really doesn't affect us long term. It's just good to get some of that out of the market. When there's too many people bullish or taking long positions, it needs to be flushed out of the market or they're going to pay really high funding fees. So this is healthy. This allows people to go back on long leverage a little bit safer without having to pay as much in funding fees as well. But this demand for altcoins is massive. And while I probably should hit on the fact that CPI came in at expectations, we do have some clarification as to whether the Senator Elizabeth Warren's bill is going to actually affect us. It's probably not. She sponsored a lot of bills in the past. 0 got passed. While I should talk more about that and talk about Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow, about interest rates, about the economy, about what they're going to do, whether they're going to raise rates, I'm not going to do that. I want to talk to you about why there's, or how I can tell there's a lot of demand for these altcoins. Besides just price going up, we saw something really interesting. The Grayscale Solana Trust has done extremely well this year. If you zoom out, on the 6 months, it's up 434%. But you can see actually since November, it's down 56%. Now Solana in that time is still up, but the fact is investors are piling into anything that's crypto related. We've seen that with miners, with Coinbase stock, with these kinds of trusts, and they're paying huge premiums. I mean, at this point, it was $200. You can go on their website and see the holdings per share of Solana was only about $21. So people were paying a 10x multiple. They're basically paying $100 and getting $10 of Solana just to be in this investment. Now it's come down. Now it's about $90 and you get $26 worth of Solana, but still, it's like a 3.5x premium. Now we have another asset that's moving up a lot today, Osprey Solana Trust, that's up 33%. As far as I can tell, it's only like a $15 million market cap, but it has a much lower premium. So right now, the closing net asset value is about 33.55, and it's selling for about $50. So instead of a 3.5 times premium, you're paying maybe, and it keeps on spiking, holy cow, you're paying a much lower premium. By the time you watch this, maybe it's like a 2x premium, but at this point, it's like a 1.5x premium. Part of this is to Invest Answers talked about it on Twitter. So even, a couple $100,000s going into this can spike it. And keep in mind, these people are also paying fees. Like the management fee for the Grayscale Solana Trust is 2.5%. I don't know what the Osprey one is, but keep in mind that this is also a little bit harder to buy. I believe this is OTC, so there are only certain accounts that you can buy it on. But it just shows you how crazy the demand is for these. People are paying hundreds of percents of premium. And it's not just Grayscale. It's not just Solana. There are other Grayscale trusts that are set up that are paying massive premiums as well. Ethereum and Bitcoin both have a slight discount, but it's just really hard to get access to specific Solana exposure. So some people are willing to pay extreme amounts to do that. Keep in mind, whales continue to buy. This is I believe it's a top 15 wallet. They have about $1.7 billion worth of Bitcoin. And while they did sell just a few days ago, they sold 3,000 Bitcoin. Since then, they've been buying. So they sold at 42. They've been buying all the way down, buying 100, 500, 300 at a time. And they're almost up to where they were just a few days ago when they sold 3,000 Bitcoin. And before that, they were accumulating a lot. Since the last sell, before that, they accumulated 6,000 Bitcoin. So they continue to buy. Big whales continue to buy. There's also an article here. Whale accumulates about 187 million worth of Bitcoin and altcoins from Binance in just 3 days. This is as of 10 days ago. But this would not show up on the Bitcoin charts because they only bought about 2,400 Bitcoin or 90 million. I know, just 90 million. But that doesn't crack the top 100 wallets. But they did buy a lot of other cryptos as well. $39.2 million worth of BNB. $33.6 million worth of Ethereum, $12.2 million worth of Sol, $4.4 million of Shiba, $4.2 million of IOST, $1.22 million of Matic, and $1.2 million of Chili. So they continue to buy. They set up the wallets back in June and withdrew a large amount of assets from crypto exchange Binance at that time. All three wallets were created on June 8th and withdrew assets from Binance at the same time. So probably the same whale. So we continue to see more and more people buy. We continue to see more USDT minted and then deposited to exchanges, basically showing that people are building up some kind of war chest in case there are dips. People are buying. All right, no one wants to miss out. Some people already feel like they did miss out, so they're buying heavier. I know that I've been accumulating some altcoins as well. I've been taking payment in Bitcoin. I've been holding steady because I realize that in the short term, anything can happen. But I think everyone that's bought, or even everyone that's just interested in crypto, does think that we're going to move up significantly over the next year and a half. It's just a question of whether you can buy at a lower price in the short term. And that's not something that I try to do. Of course, I always have some cash just in case we do go lower. I'll be willing to buy, but I'm totally okay if that never goes into the market because I am consistently allocating towards crypto and I have a long-term approach. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video though. The amount of demand is nuts. And check out the link to Margex and to Blofin as well. And if you want to start seeing what I'm buying and selling when I'm doing it, there's a link down there to the Patreon. We've been having a lot of people join in there recently, and it's great. We're seeing people that actually were signed up a few years ago coming back into it because they want to know what's going to happen or what I am seeing for the next bull run. I've been doing a video a day as well, specifically to the Patreon, just on the market open, and then I do a message at the end of the day too, kind of explaining what I saw throughout the day. So if you want to join that, you can underneath the video. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.